Alright, so welcome back to Scarlet Hollow. I am going to just pick up from where I met with Tabitha back at the mansion. And we are going to start from... Let's start here. Alright, so I have no idea what I said. One moment. That's the wrong button. Wrong lever! Okay. Oh, thank God you're back. Where the hell have you been? I did text you back as soon as I had reception. Did you? I didn't notice. Okay, ma'am. Do you know anyone named Wayne? Oh, wait. The miner outside the general store. Oh. He was a miner? Okay. The weird, like, ominous figure. There was a miner outside the general store tonight who called me by name and everything. Wayne. Scared the shit out of me. Did you know what's going on there? It's a mining town. Of course there are miners walking around at night. Okay, that's a little blasé, isn't it? Hold on. Really, really loud. Hold on. Ugh. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger for me. Bye. Thank you. Alright. There was... Oh, she doesn't... I don't want to do that, though. You hesitated before answering about Wayne. It's late, EVPZ, and you never came home. I'm sorry that your random questions and accusations cut me off guard. Wait, you smell like nature and an old dog. You must have met Stella. Then... Ugh, that explains everything. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. Wait! You don't want to hang out? With me? I'm still all hyped up on adrenaline from tonight. I would love to just hang out for a little while, cool down a bit. No, I'm not gonna hang out with you. It's late. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Don't do anything stupid while I'm asleep. Just go to your room and sleep. She sounds like me. Okay. Yeah, she sounds like me. I do that. I'm like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to go to pre-bedtime. You're alone in this state. The sound of wind whistling through the house gives you an uneasy feeling in your gut. It's probably best to turn in and try to leave the night behind you. I don't like this perspective here. Don't love that. You thoughtlessly stumble into your room, and before you fully realize you're there, you've already collapsed onto the mattress exhausted. From the relative safety of this uncomfortable bed, the events of the past still seem like something that happened to someone else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments, for now you're safe and you're warm. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase away the monsters and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up as in the normal world and have a boring week in the mountains with your sour-faced cousin. It's a nice thought, but deep down you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. Is that so? Is that so? I'm sure that it will not be good based on everything we've experienced so far. Let's go through this little intro. Little minor. Little tink action. I thought Scarlet was with two T's. Am I wrong? So, we met Sybil. We met... Is it Janessa? Or Kanisa? Who's that? Looks like Elf from Death Note. That's such a cozy game. I was thinking about like playing it. Oh, blood! Blood! There's blood on the carpet. Annie, are you okay? And then the alpacas. Nothing bad. No! Don't give them growths. Don't do that to me. That's so sad. The poor baby alpacas. Do I go in there at one point in the game? I'm sure I do. Not looking forward to that. Hello? Mm-mm. No bueno. Wow. That's a lot of locks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 locks. And lots of claw marks. Ooh, do you think it's like a werewolf thing? Probably not. That doesn't make sense. I have a lot of, like, thoughts about how this will go. Maybe it's like something that's like, it's good, but then it gets corrupted in some way. Like, it had like a good intention, and then it became something twisted and gnarled, you know? This is the end of episode 1. Episode 2 awaits. Okay, we're gonna save over this one. These are me. Ignore those. So these are me trying to make sure, because I downloaded the actual game, so I wanted to make sure that the demo stuff transferred over, which clearly it did. So I did. I saved. Would you like to see a recap of episode 1? No. It's pretty fresh. You open your eyes. The sun has risen. The birds are singing. You're still alive, and for now you're safe. Your gaze wanders across the room to the window in the woods beyond. You wonder if the monsters are lurking there, right now just beyond the trees, ready to pounce as soon as you leave the crumbling estate. A familiar unease settles into your gut, tangling into a knot of anxiety wriggling as the events of last night play out in your head. You can't help but remember Duke slumped against the tree, pieces of him scattered across the clearing. Ew. Ew, David. You're not sure if you'll ever feel okay again after what you've seen, but you can't stay in bed forever. Okay. Hunger pulls you from the clammy depths of the mattress. No, you can refresh yourself on the events of the previous days by using the journal icon in the quick menu. Aha, okay. Let's check on Dustin, little possum boy. You open the drawers to check in on Dustin. Oh good, he's still here. Human is back. Good morning. How are you today? Dustin feel good. Had productive night. I see you have bread now. Yes, Dustin found bread. Dustin also ate bug last night. Good for Dustin. A bug? Do possums eat bugs? Can you... Excusez-moi? Kiki? They're excited because they get to go to Grandpa's later. Ooh, how do you make Frou-Frou? The cat. Monster. What do you mean? Can I talk to you about something horrible that happened last night? I don't know what that will do, but I'm just curious. Human can always talk to Dustin. What happened? The woods are full of big scary monsters. Dustin understand. World is full of big scaries. When Dustin gets scared, Dustin pretend to be dead. Good advice for human, maybe. Okay, it was nice to catch up. I'll see you around. Kate. Okay, you gently close the drawer. Poke around the closet. Oh, that fucking doll. Great, the doll didn't move during the night. Oh, I didn't think about that. Yep, maybe it isn't haunted after all. Though, after everything you went through yesterday, that's hardly a consolation. You turn back to the rest of your room. I'll look at the window. You creep towards the window, careful not to be seen by whatever might be lurking in the garden. For a second, you thought you saw a movement. It could have been an animal. It could have been something else. Whatever it was, it's gone now. Maybe you'll head out there and investigate after you finish waking up. Get dressed. How am I supposed to get dressed if he's on my clothes? Okay. Gross ass kitchen. Were those flowers there before? You're back in the kitchen. Frou-Frou eyes you from her favorite spot on the counter. Her pupils dilate and her tail twitches. I see you are still here. How unfortunate. Have you noticed anything weird? We ran into these horrible things in the woods last night, and silence. Do you know what time it is? Quiet your awful little mouth. Your voice is the only horrible thing I have witnessed as of late. Oh yeah, she's French. Frou-frou. Do you know anything about ditchlings? Even if I did, why would I ever tell you anything? And for the record, no, I don't. Now stop bothering me. Hey. Oh. Did you know that the police called me this morning? You've only been here one day, and you already had a run-in with the cops. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why would I say Duke's blood is on my hands? Did they say anything about Duke? Did they find the body? Body? They didn't say anything about a body, but apparently he never went home last night. And they had quite a few questions about you, EVPZ. Before you ask, don't worry. I told you that you're an upstanding citizen. Thanks for having my back. Sure, what else is family for? Oh, creepy smile. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so... there are monsters in the woods. We need to leave. Or someone with my own two eyes. Ugh, this is Stella's influence, isn't it? That girl spent years chasing her own tail, her own shadow, thinking it's Bigfoot. This is just a sleepy mountain town where nothing ever happens. I'm not about to flee into terror just because Stella thinks she saw some ghouls. Yeah, what is up with you and Stella? We just have a history, that's all. I don't need to explain myself to you. So what's the plan for today? The plan is that I go to work and do my job, and you stay out of trouble. I want you home by sunset. I don't want to hear your complaints. Just do what I ask, and we won't have any more problems. Tabitha thinks... Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Okay, no. Tabitha... I fucking hate it. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Clearly, I got A+ in English. Sunset. Your cousin huffily exits the kitchen. Her footsteps fade down the hall, ending in the characteristic creak and then slam of the front door as it opens and closes behind her. Once again, you're the only human in the estate. So it seems. It seems that you make a habit of bad first impressions, none. The cat chuckles mockingly. Time to start your day. Let's investigate the garden. As your eyes wander to the garden door, you shudder, remembering the brief glimpse of something you saw from your upstairs window. It was probably just a raccoon, but the uncertainty of what you saw gnaws at you and compels you to investigate, if only to prove that it was nothing. At the very least, you don't see anything now. You wander farther into the garden, trying to pinpoint the spot where that thing had been. Where it had been lurking, if indeed there had been a thing to begin with. Take it all in. The garden is peaceful, but undeniably eerie. Here, more than anywhere else, you're surrounded by the ghosts of what this place used to be. A greenhouse sits in the midst of the overwhelming greenery, unreachable from years of neglect, its glass clouded and cracked. Statues reach out from within the sea of weeds as if begging to be rescued. And most strikingly, behind the pair of rusted metal gates at the very peak of the mountain sits a graveyard. You could just make out a few of the headstones, the Scarlet name carved deep and proud into their faces. You notice what a good view someone would have of your window if they stood where you're standing right now. Check for clues? Ooh. What is that goop? You crouch down, pushing inside the greenery to examine the soft earth. A boot print. A big boot print. In what looks like some kind of viscera? Your thoughts turn to the specter from the night before. You snap a quick photo just in case it comes in handy later. With that, you head back inside. Time to figure out what to do with the rest of your day. I was gardening a little bit, and now I'm itchy. Head to town. After last night, you should make things up to your cousin. Screw going to town, try and clean the bathroom. Nah. She's a cleaning lady. No, that's not my job. Tabitha's right. I'm not gonna wait. I'm gonna go to town. Tabitha isn't here to stop you now. I do what I want. You head outside, back to the mountain path that leads to town. The walk back to town is much less pleasant today than it was yesterday, when you didn't know yet what the woods were full of monsters and strange men who knew your name. You stare anxiously into the darkness between the trees, searching for any signs of movement, but the woods are still, at least for now. Okay. The autumn-tinged mountains, sprawling for miles in every direction, now feel like less of beautiful scenery and more like the walls of a cage. Almost back to town. Sybil! And, what was their name? Avery. You make it to town in one piece. No creatures jumped out at you, no scary men blocked your path. Gretchen! Is that Gretchen? No, that's bad. I got so excited. Gretchen will be Stella. The sight of the other people is comforting, helping you forget the things you've witnessed as if they happened to someone else. Oh, hey, Eva PZ. Yeah. Alright, we were just talking about you. I stopped by Sybil's to pick up her new tea blend, and, well, you're the biggest thing to come into town since the coal mine. Folks have been absolutely buzzing about you. You went out with Stella last night, right? Did something happen out there? She barely even waved when she walked by. Yeah, Duke had a hunting accident. We bumped into Duke a couple times while we were out there, and he had a hunting accident. Whoa, what? Is he okay? No. I'm afraid Duke is no longer with us, Avery. Holy crap! I can't believe this is the first I've heard of it. Has anyone told Beau? Yes, he's taking it as well as you can imagine. I'll be going up to check on him today, the poor lad. I can't believe you had to see that, Eva PZ. Tell you what, I'm on break for the next half hour. How about you swing by the diner? Winnie can fix you some of Sybil's new blend and try to calm your nerves. It's chaga and lemon balm. It's always helped me on the bad days. And if you need to talk about what happened, I'm all ears. Anyway, it's up to you. See you around, Eva PZ. See ya, Sybil. Take care now, Avery. Alright then, keep your secrets. I am a private person. I can respect that. You never know how someone might respond to hearing the truth of what you encountered last night. Better get back to it myself. I'm glad I was able to catch you this morning, if only to see how you were holding up. Please, don't hesitate to stop by if I could be of any help. Yeah, what are you telling me? You're awfully relaxed given everything you told us last night. Don't mistake my calm demeanor for complacency. We all have our parts to play. Ooh. I've shared what I know about the Ditchlings, and I trust that you, Stella, and Kanika have what it takes to get to the bottom of things. I'm so sorry to cut our conversation short, but I've got things that need tending to. Stay safe, Eva PZ, and God bless. And with that, you're alone on the main street. What to do with the rest of your morning? Sure, let's swing by the diner. You head towards the diner. The diner's a little quiet today, but the air is still heavy with the tantalizing smell of breakfast. Oh, Avery. Warn the patrons! No, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna save though. Talk to Avery. Ah, they're so cool. You slide into the booth across from Avery. Who's that person just glaring at me? Hey there, stranger. Before you can exchange words, Winnie sidles up, a fresh mug of tea in hand. Heard you might need this, and don't worry about paying for it. The funeral has you worried planning already, I bet. And the answer to 29 down is oink. What? But the clue is pen sound. How is that a sound a pen makes? Wait, like pig pen? Are you kidding me? How was I supposed to guess that? I don't know why you even bother with those things. They're just gonna frustrate you. It's just something to do to fill the time, but maybe I should switch to Sudoku. Okay. Winnie leaves Avery contemplating daily newspaper puzzles, returning to her seat behind the counter. So, what the hell really happened last night? You can tell me, I won't judge. I'll try the tea. The man in the far back corner clears his throat as you bring the cup to your mouth. Don't mind Julius, I don't think he drinks anything other than coffee. You hesitantly take a sip of your tea. It tastes like you're drinking mold that someone tried to unsuccessfully spruce up with lemon balm. Politely put the tea down. Never pick it back up. Yep. Gross. Nobody needs to know that. I probably should have warned you about the tea. Chaga does not mess around. It's supposed to be super healthy for you, and it sure tastes like it. It's a challenge here. What if you don't believe me about last night? I'm not here to judge, I'm here to listen. It still feels raw, why don't we just talk? I'm not sure that I could really talk about it. I totally feel you. What do you want to know? So... You were throwing a party this weekend? What should I expect? Black tie or, like, warehouse rave? Neither. No fancy expensive hors d'oeuvres and no MDMA either. Just a little house party. Avery grabs a napkin, pulling out a pen and quickly scribbling something on the thin paper before handing it to you. That's my place. Come by anytime after 6 on Saturday. It's almost Halloween and it didn't seem like anybody else was going to throw one, so I stepped up to the plate. Though, if you didn't come prepared with a costume, don't worry. I'm sure I could convince the bouncer to let you in anyway. Yeah, is there anything to do for fun around here? No, not really. Unless you like gardening, or maybe shooting cans with BB guns. I'm more of a gardening persuasion, so I can't help you with the BB guns. Maybe Julius could, though. What do you say, old man? Feel like showing Evie Peasy what you do for fun out at the farmhouse? I'd rather shoot myself, kid. Okay. We'll wear him down before the end of the week, I bet. Have you lived here your whole life? Nah, I moved here from Charlotte 3 years ago now? Maybe a little more. I lost track. Aunt Winnie offered me a place to stay and a job, and who was I to pass on that sort of generosity? To be honest, it still feels like I just moved in. Practically everyone apart from the Cole folks grew up in this town, so it's like I'm the perpetual new kid. Don't get me wrong, people here are plenty polite and friendly, but there's a shared history I'll never be a part of. Why'd you leave Charlotte? If you don't mind me asking. Nah, it's cool. I was having some education disputes with my folks. They had thoughts on how my life was supposed to go, and I had other plans. It, wasn't great, especially since I was still stuck under their roof. When my aunt heard about it, she offered me a job and a place to stay, and the rest is history. Yeah, everybody's been welcoming here. The man in the back booth coughs audibly. Present company included. Aw, you think I'm doing a good job as part of Scarlet Hollow's welcoming committee? Thanks. Probably the only part of the committee that's doing it out of genuine hospitality. Not just because of who Evie Peasy is related to. Don't you try to start anything, Julius. Don't think I won't have you kicked out. I like her. I like Winnie. It's okay, Winnie. He's just joking. You know how he is. Julius returns to his newspaper, grumbling audibly. So, yeah, who's that guy in the corner? Julius Tremaine. He lives out by... Hey, don't go sharing my personal information. Not everybody who wanders into town needs to know my business. Well, there we go. That's Julius. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna address him. I'm not gonna do that. Do you regret moving here? Oh, Winnie looked up at that. I don't think I have a choice to have second thoughts. I'm not going anywhere without Aunt Winnie, and there's no way she's leaving this place. Okay. Alright, I should probably head out. Totally get that. My shift's about to start anyway, so perfect timing. And hey, look. I know you don't want to get into last night, and I respect that, but I want to help if I can. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if I hear anything strange or unusual. Thanks, man. Okay, hold on. Press save. Avery slips out of the booth, giving a friendly half wave before disappearing into the back. You leave the diner, ready to continue your day. I think that Avery seems pretty genuine, pretty nice. Let's swing by the general store. Oh, is that where she works? This is your first time seeing the general store in the light of day. Really at all. There's a lot of, taxidermy? Is that what it's called? A young man sits at the table by the register, too preoccupied with his phone to care that you stepped in. You should leave town. There are fucking monsters in the woods. Hi, I'm EVPZ. I just got to town yesterday. Yeah, I know, Mom told me. What's your name? Miles. If I wanted to buy chips or something, do I talk to you or Miles size? I guess, yeah. Kanikas decided to skip work today, so of course whatever plans I had didn't matter. Just take the chips, I don't care. Well, yeah, I'm good. Have your way. Where's Kanika? I know you said she took the day off. That was a silly question. Not here. Okay. Do you know how to get to the mines? Maps are free. You take a map of the town. The mines are a couple miles away, but you have the power to visit your cousin of your own free will. What you doing on your phone, bud? Games. Probably haven't heard of them. Alright. See you, Miles. Miles doesn't respond as you turn and leave the general store. Why would I steal something? That seems mean. Let's go to the library. Oh, who is you? Who is you? What the fuck is happening there? What even is? Oh, a kitty! Okay, you enter the former town hall. Oh! Okay. What does it say? Read me adventure? What once must have been stately foyer has since been converted into rows of shelves. Meeting rooms and offices long ago gave way to assorted reference collections and reading areas. Oh, hey. Oh, okay. Shush her and point at all the books. Fucking library, Stella. Okay, yeah, you have nothing better to do. Might as well join. You head over to Stella's table and settle in. Kanika! Gretchen! Fancy seeing you here. We're trying to research the creatures we ran into last night if you want to join. Welcome back to our little team, EVPZ. Did you send my regards to that foul feline? Yeah, I told her all about the little adventure. Don't worry, Gretchen. I told Frou-Frou all about our little adventure last night. Wonderful! I hope she stews on that for a long, long time. Did you just try and talk to Gretchen about Tabitha's cat? It's not the first time. If I didn't know any better, I'd say she actually can talk to animals. One paranormal mystery at a time, please. Morning, EVPZ. You look tired. My goodness, whatever happened to common decency? You can't go around telling someone they look unwell. You look marvelous, EVPZ. Thank you. Thanks. What the fuck is a Scooby-Doo? Yeah, it was hard to fall asleep last night, all things considered. With all those dreadful creatures in every nook and corner, it's a wonder you got even a wink. I can't say I got a wink myself. Yeah, same. Anyways, I guess we should get started. Before you dig in, you remember the boot print that you found in the garden. Show your photo. Absolutely. Hey, before we dig in, I found something in the garden this morning. I hold up my phone and show Kanika and Stella the photo that you took in the garden. These prints were in the bushes with a clear line of sight to my window. Dang, that's creepy. Are you okay? What is that liquid around it? It looks like pus. That's what I'm saying, man. Though... Hopefully they won't say anything, right? The opossum that lives on my dresser says that 2 people live at the estate. I thought that he might have not realized Perlan died, but I wonder if this is who he was talking about. Tell Stella that I was the one that broke Mr. Jingles. Then maybe she'll finally understand the connection that you and I share. Kanika and Stella silently glanced at each other. Gretchen wanted me to let you know that she was the one that broke Mr. Jingles. Okay, well, secret's out, I guess. Hold on. This music's, like, really loud for me. Just down, just a little down. Thank you. Is that worse, guys? It's really just the music for me. Okay. Oh my god, you actually can talk to animals, can't you? What? Mr. Jingles was the name I had for that little toy snake that Gretchen had as a pup, which she broke. I kept asking, who broke Mr. Jingles? Like that I didn't know it was her. If this is going to be a recurring bit, I might as well play along. Those boots are too big to be Tabitha's. Yeah, they are. I don't think Tabitha would do that either. Definitely. Do you think he'd be that creep we saw outside the general store last night? He knew your name and those boot prints match up with the mining getup. Whoa, apparently missed a lot of last night, huh? You're not talking about Wayne, are you? That guy keeps coming to my mom's tea room. I think there's something really wrong with him. Yeah, we are. I wonder if there's any connection between that guy and what happened in the woods last night. Like what? I mean, I don't have anything specific, but we do have that whole prophecy of impending doom angle to explore, and this photo is weird. I can't stop thinking about those splatters on the ground. If whoever left those prints is sick, maybe it's from one of the creatures you encountered. Hey there, strangers. And literal stranger? Introduce yourself. Hey, I'm Evie Peasy, Tabitha's cousin. I'm in town for the funeral. Oh, I should have known you were Scarlet. You look so much like Vivian. Not that I knew her very well. I was still a little kid when she left. But that Scarlet resemblance, it's, strong. I'm Oscar Gutierrez, Chief Librarian, and only librarian. Oscar's amazing. He's practically built this library from scratch. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of what the kids around here get to grow up with. They don't know how good they have it. Back when I was in elementary school, all the library had was a couple of shelves of boring books donated by old people. Y'all are too kind. But speaking of kids, have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I want to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. You know the crowd she hangs out with. They're good kids at heart. I'm sure they're just at the old Maxwell place doing teen stuff. I went up there plenty of times in my day, but I'll be sure to keep my eyes peeled. Yeah, what's the old Maxwell place? Like the coffee? It's this great old abandoned spot, and it's practically a magnet for young people. Even honor students are free from its call. I can't believe I used to be so reckless. The floors are like Swiss cheese. Ew. Okay. I should really have a talk with Rosalina when she gets home. Kids are smarter than you think. She could take care of herself. I think that's true. You might not want to let her run off like that anymore, though. It's not as safe as it usually is around here. Is that so? Kanika's right. Some weird stuff going out there in the woods. That's actually why we came in today. Have you ever heard of creatures called ditchlings? They apparently show up around places on the brink of disaster. Like, they kind of look like if the Pillsbury Doughboy was creepypasta. Oh, do you remember creepypasta, guys? Was that the spoon dude? Salad fingers? Kanika's mom told us about them last night after seeing some footage we got in the woods. Ditchlings. Doesn't ring a bell. I don't like how his glasses did that. Dang, worth a shot. Ooh. I don't know about Oscar, guys. Something just seems too nice about him, maybe. Okay, if you were to say, trying to predict a horrible disaster might befall our town, where would you start looking? Well, they say history repeats itself, so I'd probably try and figure out what sort of disaster this region typically falls prey to. Should I be worried about something? I don't know yet. I'll be right back. Gonna go nab some more books. Behave while I'm gone, Gretchen. Aw, you don't have to worry about her, Stella. You're such a good dog, aren't you, Gretchen? Here, have a biscuit, old gal. Well, ain't you the sweetest thing on two legs? Gretchen inhales the soft biscuit, drool leaking from her toothless mouth as she swallows. Look at her! Look at that happy face. I'm pretty sure Stella's barking up the wrong tree, Oscar. I don't think you have to worry about any horrible calamity befalling the town. But she's right about the weird stuff. There's definitely something unusual going on out in those woods. Yeah, whatever's out there in the woods has been brutalizing the local wildlife. Oh, shit. What'd I say? Yeah, I don't think it's safe. Word. I'm gonna try calling Rosalina again. I'm sure she's fine, really. Rosalina's a smart kid. She knows better than to go around getting into trouble. And we'll make sure to keep her eyes peeled. Easy peasy, if you see a 13-year-old girl with a black braid and glasses, would you let her know her dad's worried about her? Oscar anxiously wanders off, phone in hand. Got him. I just grabbed a whole mess of local history books. Stella sets down a massive pile of books on the table and pulls up a chair. All right. This is going to be so much faster with the two of you here to help out. Got our snacks, got our books. Let's get this research party started. Oh, what cute little stickers. Is that a Sylveon? I love Sylveon. Reading awaits. I feel like the coal mines right now is the most interesting for me because of my cousin working there. Forced into retirement at the age of 50 due to a war injury from his time in the Indian Wars, exacerbated by a short stint serving as captain in the Confederacy, Silas Scarlet also lost his eldest two sons to the bloodiest of wars, leaving his third eldest son, Andrew Jackson Scarlet, to take charge of the mine. Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to the growth of the railroad industry. Managed to evade the coal union for decades, but making them one of the most profitable mines in the country. Andrew Scarlet built the surrounding town into what it is today, with expensive stone buildings, a bustling main street, and overseeing it all, the elegant Scarlet Estate that was, until 1895, the largest and finest feat of architecture in the region. Culminating in the tragic collapse of 1918. It was found that Charles Shaw, the co-manager of the mine, had loosened security measures to increase production during World War I, resulting in a fatal collapse and deaths of over 160 men and boys, some as young as 10. The casualties include Andrew Jackson Scarlet's son Theodore, his brother Enoch V, or is that Enoch V. Scarlet, who had taken over for their aging father during the bustle of the war, managed to pull the mine from the brink of ruin, thereby saving the town. So this is how your family made its fortune. Okay, let's look at this. The Silas Scarlet Soldier Woodman Leader. Is it him? Big beard. Big beard. You notice his big beards? Big beard combs! And a lot of beard balm. Silas Everett Scarlet was born to Colonel Everett J. Scarlet in 1818, one of 12 siblings. 12 siblings. God. He grew up in the eastern North Carolina during a tumultuous time in the state's history, and not much is known about his life before he joined the army in 1836. He quickly rose through the ranks, in part due to his father's connections, but also due to a particular ruthlessness for which he received the name Bloody Silas Scarlet. The federal government granted the now Captain Silas a tract of bounty land in exchange for his service in the Indian War, and he settled into the woods of North Carolina in 1841. That land would become Scarlet Hollow. But it started as a simple log cabin built by Silas's own two hands, occupied by his family of 10. Silas, his wife Mary Joseph Scarlet, and their 8 children. Logging business brought many workers and fellow landowners to the hill, but it wasn't until Silas discovered rich seams of coal running underneath the region that Scarlet Hollow was really put onto the map. He saved what he could and bought the surrounding hillside at a great discount, cleverly hiding what he knew about the land's true value. Thus he had all the resources to found Scarlet Hollow's now famous gold mine. You're finished with this one. And then Appalachian folk monsters. A few entries catch your eye. The Wampus Cat. A large cat-like creature with a loud, howling voice, often said to sound like a woman crying out in pain. Ooh. Often linked to Cherokee legends, some cite the Wampus Cat as originating the story of a woman who sought vengeance against the monstrous cat demon for driving her husband mad. She hunted it down, and by wearing a bobcat mask, tricked it into using its own vile magic on itself, freeing the people of the region from its evil. Others say that the creature comes from the story of a woman who wore the pelt of a wildcat to witness the forbidden hunting rites. The hunters of the village gathered to perform the rites, and she watched in secret from underneath the cat's pelt, but was soon discovered. For her indiscretion, she was fused with the pelt and transformed into a creature that was neither human nor cat, forced to wander the wilderness alone, but feared by all. Her calls are those of great sadness and serve as a warning to anyone who dares goes against tradition. Tommy knockers. Enigmatic cave-dwelling creatures primarily known for causing mischief. Ooh. Tommyknockers originated in the Cornish mythology, spreading to the United States when Cornish immigrants began working in the Appalachian mines. They're named for the knocking that could be heard from seemingly within the walls before a cave-in. According to some, the knocking serves as a benevolent warning. Others believe that the creatures take stolen hammers from the supports of mines and claps them onto whoever is unfortunate to still be inside. They're traditionally thought to be impish, leprechaun-like beings, but some claim they're spirits of dead miners, forever cursed to haunt their final resting place. And then Tallypoo, a small creature with a long tail and wide yellow eyes. That's a dog, though. There was a hunter who lived in a tiny cabin in the middle of the woods, all alone with his hunting dog. Hey. Oh, that's a guy standing in a chair with a little cane. One night after a particularly bad week of hunting, both their stomachs empty, the hunter spied something out of the corner of his eye. Ooh. Some small creature had gone into the cabin through a hole, and before he could even figure out what it was, he'd drawn his gun and fired at the thing, his hunger guiding his actions. It was quick and ran back through its hidey hole and out of sight, leaving its only its long black tail shot off by the hunter's rifle. Guess this'll have to do, he said to his dog, and threw the tail into the pot to cook a soup. He and his dog ate well that night, the tail filling them both up. The hunter crawled into the bed satisfied, and his dog curled up at his feet. He woke to the sound of long nails scrabbling across wood. His dog was nowhere in sight, only a rumpled spot on the covers where he'd been, and in the gloom he saw two big yellow eyes staring right at him. Ooh! I want my Tallypoo, a high hoarse voice croaked from the darkness. Go away, he screamed at the thing. But a step closer to him, still shrouded in darkness, the sound of long claws dragging across the hardwood accompanying its movements. I want my Tallypoo, the creature growled again. I'll get my dog after you, the hunter squeaked, his voice catching in his throat with fear, but there was no dog to be seen. I want my Tallypoo! Before the hunter could so much as scream, the creature leapt from the darkness, long claws stretched out towards the hunter. No one's sure what the creature did to him that night, but the next morning all that remained of the hunter, his dog, and his cabin was a chimney standing alone in the woods. Ooh. You close the book and put it back. Okay, we're done. Let's check in. Alright, if we're going to start with what Kanika's mom told us last night, I think we could rule out any natural disasters as what brought the ditchlings here. But not nuclear incidents. Looks like our state had a history with those. What about y'all? Find anything? Oh! Kitty! Before you can respond, a handsome black cat leaps onto the table. Almost on instinct, Stella slams her book shut. Ah, hey, Pixel. You might want to close your book. He loves to rip up paper, any paper that he could find. Pixel, my dear friend, it's been too long. How have you been? Hungry? Did Stella bring the good stuff? Haha, don't worry, little guy. I didn't forget your treats. Ah, yes, snack time. Crunch, crunch. Sorry if Pixel's bothering y'all. Hopefully he hasn't gobbled up any of our books. He can't stand the thought that people might pay attention to anything that isn't him. Hey Pixel, what do you think about the monsters we saw in the woods? I'm an indoor cat. I don't know nothing about no woods. I just hang out in the library, especially now that our house got haunted. Your house was haunted? What? Hey, how'd you know? What? Pixel told me. EVPZ is either psychic or she could talk to animals. It's a long story. Just roll with it. We've been living in the library for a little bit. It's been great. Way more snacks. Way more scritches. What are scritches? Except sometimes there's too much scritches. Hold up. What kind of haunting are we talking about here? Unexplained noises? Objects appearing in strange and unfamiliar places? Aw, Oscar, don't get her hopes up like that. Nothing like that, sorry. The floor in Rosalina's bedroom just keeps seeping blood, and I've seen a strange figure in the hallway a couple times. Oh my god. Seeping blood? It's fine. We'll just mop tomorrow morning. Just Swiffer it. Yeah, wait, you've seen a full body apparition? Can I see it? Stella, how many times have you gone on ghost hunts and been tricked by shadows? You know what it's going to be. Well, what if it's an actual ghost? It's worth looking into. No! Y'all are more than welcome to check it out. Maybe tomorrow night? Yes, we'll be there. Yeah, that sounds like a fun way to spend an evening. Can't wait to get spooked by some creaky floorboards. So, yeah, why do you let a paper shredder freely wander a library then? Why don't you mind your business? Have you seen this little guy's face? How can I say no to that? Uh-huh. You decided to leave Pixel be. The cat curls up on the table fast asleep. Alright, I better get back to shelving. Let me know if y'all need anything. What were you saying about nuclear incidents? You were talking about that Goldsboro thing, right? Ha! Yeah. Apparently in the 60s, a B-52 carrying a live warhead broke up mid-air and dropped a couple of bombs. Fascinating bit of history there. The first of the two bombs landed upright after its parachute caught in a tree. Thankfully, it didn't go off. At the time, the government claimed that the bomb was unarmed, but it later came out that the only thing preventing the detonation was a single electrical switch which failed to trigger on the descent. And 60 years later, the second bomb still hasn't been recovered. Right. It's conventional explosive disintegrated in midair, but most of the nuclear material is made unrecoverable by flooding. If I remember correctly, they just buried it and sealed it up. I'm sorry, did you say they buried it? Do y'all need something dug up? Because if so, I'm your gal. So, if the bomb's somewhere else, why would there be so many things here? We shouldn't be looking too hard at the disaster angle anyways. Whatever those creatures are, they're biological. I agree. Look, you never know with radiation. Oh, that's a good point though. We actually know quite a bit. It melts you. It doesn't make monsters. And a 60-year-old bomb isn't going to explode on its own hundreds of miles away and kill us here. You never know. There could always be a whole underground society of bomb-worshipping mutants just waiting to blow it up. I've missed this. Let's talk about the veins of Scarlet. So about the coal mines. Kanika visibly shudders. I get cold sweats just thinking about being at a place like that. I feel for the guys who work up there. I could never. Speak for yourself. I love a good crevice. Oh, gross. A union busing coal mine collapsed from poor working conditions? No. What happened after the mine collapsed? The book kind of just glosses over that. There was a union for a little bit, but it didn't last. There's not a whole lot written about the past century here. Yeah, the Scarlet Hollow mine isn't exactly the most ethically run business. I'm sure Tabby runs the mines better than Charles Shaw did. Still, hasn't let the union in, though. There's a reason she and I don't talk. A union busing coal mine collapsed from poor working conditions. Colored me shocked. Yeah, it's pretty awful. That's what the sculpture out front's for, commemorating all the men and children who died that day. Every kid in Scarlet Hollow learns about the collapse of 1918. Our teachers love to emphasize how many children they had working down there, probably to try and show us how good we have it or whatever. Low bar, if you ask me. You know, that could be what the ditchlingers are warning about, another collapse. Writing it down on the list of potential disasters. Yeesh, Stella, that's morbid. And besides, it was all Charles Shaw's fault anyway. The labor market is way more strict now. There's no way he can get away with that kind of safety cutbacks he pulled. Y'all don't actually think the mine's about to collapse, right? Huh, no, I don't think so. Phew, had me worried there for a second. I hate to give Tabitha any credit, but the mine's safer now than it was back then. It's still, what a horrible thought. You never know. You guys seem really to have a bone to pick with Charles Shaw. That's what happens when someone directly causes a monumental disaster, especially in a small town like this. People tend to spit when they hear your name. He got run out of town on a rail, you know. Oh, is that what that thing was? The big mural? Yeah, okay. He got off easy if you ask me. What if there's something toxic in the mines? Yeah, Wayne seems sick. Honestly, that sounds like one of the most plausible explanations we've had so far. What about the ditchlings? I don't know. Maybe there's some type of parasite down in the mines. Maybe it infected Wayne, and maybe Wayne infected the local wildlife. Huh, yeah, that could work. Let's talk about Silas. Rich guy in the south. I should have known it wouldn't be pretty. I guess he was a product of his time. Self-made man. Rich guy in the south. Yeah, I figured old money from the south wouldn't be great, but he sure did have some things to get where he was, huh? That book is a perfect example of why you should use multiple sources for your research instead of trusting the first thing you read on a subject. Yep, dude was a monster. Mines made a lot of money during the Civil War too, and you could probably guess which side of North Carolinian business owners would be working for. Sorry that you're related to him. He seems like a terrible person, but I don't see what this has to do with bad omens or creatures in the wood. Yeah, I agree. We're talking about ancient history here. Yeah, we probably have better leads. It never hurts to have historical context. That's true. Let's talk about the folk monsters. Wampus cats sound like they could be mountain lions. Voice like a crying woman, somewhere between person-sized and cat-sized. Definitely. They're 100% mountain lions. Kanika, you know there are no mountain lions up here. I thought you were supposed to be a skeptic. Oh, Stella, one of these days you'll trust us. Poor Gretchen. But the myths are old, right? Mountain lions didn't go extinct in the Appalachians that long ago. Those legends haven't just died off. Almost every cryptid can be tracked to either a hoax or someone getting confused about a perfectly normal animal, sometimes both. Bigfoot, for instance, started as a prank. Then folks saw bears walking around on their hind legs and got freaked out, and now here we are. You'll eat those words when I get the first clear footage of a Bigfoot. If you manage that, I will print out a piece of paper that says, Bigfoot isn't real, and then I will literally eat it, I promise. I'm holding you to it. Do you think they're a couple? Are they a couple? Yeah, my mom used to tell me about that Telepoo story. I totally forgot about it. Back when I was little. I can't believe I forgot that one. It scared me so bad that I didn't eat soup for years. I thought a monster might try and dig it out of my stomach if I did. You know what? My brother actually told me a story like that when I was little. It came from like this book of horror stories, but it wasn't called a Whaley Poo. I don't remember what it was called. I love that one. There's this old chimney in the woods that I used to think was a chimney from Telepoo. The one that was left after the thing did whatever it did. Now I know it's just because chimneys don't burn down. Wood houses do. that doesn't mean it's not the chimney from Taily Poo. I've camped out there a couple times and seen some pretty spooky stuff. Huh, yeah, I watched that video. You saw raccoons. You're gonna get rabies one of these days, chasing after wildlife like that. What can I say? I like to live on the edge. Do you think that the ditchlings are Tommyknockers? What, with the whole warning thing? Good thought, but Tommyknockers live in mines. That's like their whole thing. I'm gonna write it down though. Tommyknockers are literally just the sounds that happen when a bunch of rocks and wood are about to collapse. Are they? Or are they the sound of a mysterious creature pounding on the rocks and support beams with hammers to cause a collapse? There's simply no way to know. Okay, let's move on. And then... any luck with Rosalina? Huh, not yet. I knew a teeny would be a handful, but I think it'd happen overnight. I'd probably head out once you're all done and check in on her usual haunts. Do you think there's a cult here? Like, a cult? Those cops were awfully suspicious, almost like they're trying to cover something up. Yeah, that's true though. They are, like, being really hush-hush about it. Maybe they were just trying to, like, not have people freak out, you know, small town. Really weird combination of being dismissive and trying to pin those things on me. I don't know, it just feels like a cover-up. Ignoring my dog in the background. Yeah, that was pretty bad, but I'm not sure they really have it in for them to be part of a cult. Definitely. I don't think they're capable of putting in the effort. We should check out the mines at least. Between Wayne, the old collapse, and the fact that the whole town's practically been built around them, it seems like the smartest place to start. There's an awful lot of mines-related stuff in my notes. We can poke around, but if anybody's, and see if anybody's seen anything weird. Just to clarify, you two are suggesting we go to question some of the miners, right? We are not poking around unprepared in the actual mines, right? Right? Yeah, totally. 100%. I would never. We don't even have a reason to go down there. Stella is up to shit. That's no good. Good, let's keep it that way. You know how I feel about mines. I promise, Sneaks, we're just going to question some of the miners. And if that questioning gives us a good reason to poke around, say a cool abandoned coal mine, then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You can cross that bridge when we come to it. I'm not going underground. I'm just messing with you, so we'll stick to the surface. Yeah, and hopefully we can find out what's wrong with Wayne while we're at it. I'm sure that Tabitha is gonna love that we're snooping around. Yeah. We'll just have to make sure we don't get caught. We'll be super sneaky. I can even help look out. Look at us. Going on a caper together. I miss this. I missed it too. Though there is something missing. Reese. Who's Reese? Oh, Reese! I really miss that dude. I can't believe how long it's been. Have you seen him lately? Nope, I tried to plan stuff, but he's been too sick. I didn't realize it was getting so bad, that poor guy. You know, we could just pop over and surprise him. He seemed excited to meet Evie Peasy. Maybe we'll finally get him to leave his little cave. Hell yeah, let's do it. See ya, Oscar. We'll let you know if we run into Rosalina. Thanks, guys. I'll keep you posted. He was just there listening and absorbing the entire time. I do not like that. Reading adventure. Hold on. So what I'm going to do... I've been recording for about an hour, so I'm going to stop here. And then when we... Did I? Okay. Yeah, and then when I come back, we will go meet Reese. And then hopefully we'll find Rosalina. Anyway, but if you liked it, subscribe, leave a like, check out my other videos. Let me know what your theories are down in the comments, or if you've played this, don't spoil it. But I'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye.